Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a live edition of the Prepper Podcast, episode number 40. 40 podcasts. That's insane. Thank you all for being here in the chat. Really appreciate you. Miss Worm's in there, our usual moderator, keeping you all in check with her underlings. And we are joined by Jim Moss from No Shit Radio. How are you doing, Jim?
I am good, mate. I am good.
You've come to join me and we're going to talk about the prepper community in the UK. Shh, not allowed to talk about it. Anyone's got any questions for me, for Jim, for both of us, please whack them in capitals. You've also got the super chat option. I will try and star them and we'll come to them at the end rather than interrupt during. So don't think I've missed you out. I will keep an eye on it throughout the whole thing. Right. So first off, there's a lot of people that might not have seen you because we did a podcast, I think it was like episode 6 or 7 or something like that.
A long time ago.
long time ago. So let's talk about you first. What got you into prepping to begin with? Why did you become a prepper?
That was a long time ago. I think it was kind of the first Iraq war that sort of like spurred me on, to tell you the truth. I was too young to go. I desperately wanted to go. And from that sort of point onwards, it kind of sort of drove me down a certain path that made me start looking at, do I want to join the army? Because that's why I desperately wanted to go. But obviously it didn't work out for me. I did try and it just didn't gel with me, so I ended up leaving. And since then I kind of sort of took what I learned from the short period of time I was with them to help me along my way, and kind of followed a different path at that point, but put what good information I had to good use, and have just rapidly over many years, it started to sort of snowball recently over the last sort of 5 years now. Things are really sort of ramped up for me. So it's been good. It's, you know.
Have they ramped up for a reason? Is that because of the state of the world and the stuff going on around the world at the moment?
No, yes and no. I think I was given an opportunity, and I thought, well, I'll step outside of my comfort zone and take that opportunity, because this is something that I'm really into. And from that point onwards, I think it's kind of just given me a little bit more confidence, put myself out there, because for a long time, it was very much, you just don't say anything, because, you know, there's that stigma. So you don't know who you want to speak to. You don't know what sort of reaction you're going to get back from them. And at that point, you just sort of keep your mouth shut. But I think, like I said, since 2020, a lot of stuff's happened, and a lot of what I was already sort of doing became very relevant, and very relevant for a lot of people that didn't know anything. So I think that's where I sort of come into my own in helping the new preppers actually find their feet and not follow random people who talk a load of rubbish.
No names mentioned.
Who sell themselves as the best thing since sliced bread. So yeah, I'm more of a realistic prepper. I'm not prepping for nuclear war. I'm not prepping for the next global pandemic that's going to wipe everybody out, or a zombie apocalypse or anything. I prep for what is relevant to today, and as you said, you know what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah. You mentioned the stigma, because we're talking about the community. We'll mention that a second. Why do you think that's there so much? It's less and less over across the pond with our cousins in America now. It's become a bit more normal. Even in Europe, prepping's become a bit more normal because all the government's getting on board. Why is it still such a stigma in the UK, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it's a lot less than what it has been. There's more people that are coming to the groups that I'm involved with. We're getting sort of 10 new members a day at the moment, and you can tell whether they're into prepping, whether they've been in prepping for a while, or whether they're completely new to it. So there is obviously that whole thing where, yes, there is still stigma, but I think there's less of it now. And I
Mhm.
think 2020 did make a big dent in that stigma.
Yeah, yeah. And it's nice that more people are starting to talk about it. And I don't know if you've noticed the same thing, but when I talk to friends who 5 years ago would have gone, "You're crazy, you've got a tinfoil hat." Now they're like, "Yeah, I can see why you do that." They seem to have a bit more reason with the stuff that's gone on.
Yeah, definitely. I don't now, like I said, I mean, for a long, long time, I didn't say anything to anybody. I just literally kept it to myself.
Hmm.
Not even my family knew anything about it. So over like the last 5 years, yes, I've sort of become more public, and obviously now I've got the radio show, so that makes a big difference.
Hmm.
Um, so I am more happy to talk about it now, and due to the fact that a lot of people know that I've got the radio show, I'll get people get in contact with me that I wouldn't even have thought about, might have been into prepping and or interested in any way whatsoever, and they will ask me just outright, "Oh, what do I need for this? What do I need for that?" Or potentially I might be out and about and I'll just be having a conversation with someone, and something along that lines might trigger me to think, oh, you might be interested, and then I'll have a little bit of a chat. So I'm more open with it now, and I think just due to that, I'm seeming to get a lot more positive feedback now than I am getting negative feedback.
Because we're constantly battling, right? Because if someone brand new to this, obviously YouTube algorithms and social media algorithms learn what you're into and learn what you like. So we don't see it as much. But if you're brand new and you type in prepping, you'll see Canadian prepper and stuff like that. And if you type in
Yeah.
UK prepping, you'll see funky and stuff like that. And it's not the impression we want to give. So
No, definitely not.
it's a constant battle. So do you think the meets help with this kind of thing? Do you think it's a good place for new people, or is that more experienced preppers, would you say?
No, I think it's brilliant for new people. I think that it's one of the best experiences any prepper can have at any level, is actually going to a meet and meeting other preppers from your area, other preppers from the rest of the country, talking about stuff, enjoying yourself, networking. It's a bonus all round, and I don't understand why so many people have shied away from it for so long. And last time we spoke, it was just before. Oh yeah, so it must have been sort of July time, I think, last year,
Yeah.
because it was before the August meet in Midlands.
Yeah,
And
yeah. So I was literally a month or two into my YouTube
yeah,
journey.
yeah, exactly. So I think since then we took it on board as Midland Outdoor and Survival to try and push as many people to get involved with organising their own preppers meets as possible across the country, because one of the things that we were getting from people was that, oh, it's too far to go, or that one preppers meet just doesn't, I can't do that one because of whatever reason.
Because the bed and breakfast is sold out.
Well, there you go. Yeah, if you can't get a decent bed and breakfast, you've had it, haven't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, so obviously what we did was we sort of looked at it as very much a bit of a mission to try and encourage as many people across the country to set up their own preppers meets, and at different times, so that more people had options and choices, as they say, for going to a preppers meet and actually meeting other people. Because what I've found in the time that I've been doing it is your learning accelerates at such a rate when you're there. It's something that you might be at a preppers meet for, say, 2 or 3 days, but what you've learned at that preppers meet may well have taken you a year to learn on your own if you were really dedicated at it. So it's well worth doing.
Yeah, it is. And you can take away what you want from it if you just want to go and socialize. It's a good social aspect and stuff like that. I will mention, while we're here in the chat, you mentioned options and choices. That is UK Prepperman's catchphrase, and he is here.
Oh, yeah.
Good to have you with us. Viking Mitch is in the house as well. Miss Worm will post links to all of these guys' channels in the chat. She's just gone, oh, no, now I've got to go and type them all in. But she'll post links, because all of these guys, a lot of these guys have channels. Shadow Scout Swede has a channel as well. Stay Mental, is he YouTube or is he other?
Got
YouTube. Yeah.
Lee's got YouTube.
So they've all got, these are all experienced preppers, all with YouTube channels. So you need to go and spread your wings and check all them out. I'll mention a few of the comments so I don't get sidetracked at the end. Brian had to be in with a £2 Pepsi drinkers for the win, but it's not the way forward. Learner Prepper said, I've got beard envy. I know, it's coming in nicely. Is he talking about? Shadow Scout Swede give us 50 Swedish krona, which is cool. Gaz is representing Iron Brew. And Brian said, it's me, I'm sliced bread. There we go. The stigma of prepping is really sad. It's held a lot of people back that could have made us that really have made us a bit of preparation. Yeah. So yeah, it's the stigma's stopped a lot of people doing it, I think, is what he's saying there. I had a stroke trying to read that. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we're getting past that now. You know, we're definitely, I think, as a nation, that small percentage that was into prepping and happy to talk about it, but was getting a load of rubbish back from the masses. That's it's kind of swaying maybe a little bit. So we're getting more and more people that are into it, and there seems to be more of a grey area as to whether you're a complete loon, which is what everybody seems to think, or whether you're someone who might be actually worth listening to.
Yeah. Well, this is it. And none of us, I mean, Scottish Prepper 73 is in there. Sorry, Brian, don't be offended. I didn't mention your channel. He's got a channel as well. But we always say none of us are experts on everything.
No.
But that's where the networking comes in, right?
Yeah. And that's why the preppers meets are so important. There isn't a book written for prepping. Everybody has a personal journey to take when you're doing prepping. Yes, there's some sort of golden rules and some decent guidelines, but your own journey is your own journey. So, as you said, if you can go to a preppers meet and pick what fits for you, then it can help you out. It's worth doing. Yeah.
So tell us about the prepper meets at the moment. It's if you can tell us about the Cornwall. What's coming first?
Cornwall.
I've got Cornwall first. Yeah. So tell us about that one.
Okay. So yeah, it was something that was on the cards last year, but for whatever reason, I just didn't get my arse in gear and get it sorted. I had a lot of stuff on my plate, and obviously doing the radio show as well was kind of my focus. And I just didn't feel that I could actually dedicate what time was needed to do a decent preppers meet. And that was where then obviously Mitch came in and said, look, we're going to just sling one together in a couple of weeks and see how it goes. And it worked. So that sort of spurred me on a little bit, thinking, well, maybe I don't need a plan for 6 months to get this thing sorted. Maybe I can actually put something together that's half decent in a little bit less time. That said, I have been planning this for nearly a year, so it better be good.
Big expectations then. No pressure.
Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty much as far down in Cornwall as you can get. It's something that a lot of people that I was finding when we were going to the prepper meets further up north, people were travelling up from Cornwall and Devon and that, and they were saying, "Oh, it's a pity we don't ever get anything down there." And I thought, well, it's something I've been thinking about doing. I'll do one. So yeah, we're based just outside of Penzance for this preppers meet, so it is a fair old way down.
Lovely place.
It's a stunning location that we've got. It overlooks the Penzance Bay, and it's on a small farm holding, so it's a very sort of quiet area. And yeah, it's it should be, fingers crossed. It is Cornwall, and the weather can change quite rapidly. But I'm really going with the fact that if we're preppers, we should be fine.
Should be ready for it.
Yeah, and as Mitch has always said, if it ain't raining, it ain't training. So let's work with. Hopefully, it's a little bit of sunshine, and you never know, you might get some rain as well.
How inclusive are these, Jim? Because I mean, you'll see. People have seen footage of different prepper meets and different prepper like groups and mags and stuff like that, and they're looking sometimes at ex-military guys. And obviously, we know quite a few ex-military guys and stuff like that. If you're a little old dear who's prepping on her own, is this not the place for you? How inclusive is it?
No, it's 100% place. There is no limit to, or there is no sort of level that you have to be at to be able to go to a preppers meet or one of our preppers meets. We are very happy to have people from who have never even thought about it and thought, oh look, there's a preppers meet. I might get into this. I'll go and have a look. Fine, come along. We'll talk to you about it, and you might go, well, okay, after this weekend, it's not for me. But we're very welcoming. We've got, as you said, a lot of knowledge going on. I've been doing this for 30 plus years now. So, you know, the things that I've learned that have taken me a long time to get to where I am at, I like to be able to try and pass those things on to new preppers so that they don't have to do 30 odd years to get to where I'm at. You know, it's to speed them up a little bit.
Yeah. And sometimes it might just be something little. I mean, even if you're an experienced prepper, or you've been prepping for a long time, or you've had that military training yourself. I still went to that prepper meet in the Midlands, the first one in the Midlands, and there was still a few bits that I took away from that thinking, that's a really good idea. Oh, that was a really good idea, you know, and you can then integrate it into your own stuff. So you take as much as you want. And Viking Mitch is there, has said, it's the networking that actually... and actually meeting other preppers face to face is a must do, in my honest opinion. Why is that so important? Why can't you just be a lone wolf?
You really want me to answer that?
I do, Jim.
All right, look, in a zombie apocalypse, if you're a lone wolf, you're going to last about 5 minutes. You need people around you. Step back from fantasy and it still actually stands. You need people around you. You're stronger in a group than you are on your own. That's not to say that, you know, you couldn't deal with some of the stuff that's coming along or some of the stuff you have to deal with on your own. You may well do, but in a real big shit hits the fan situation, being on your own is a very short-term option. You need to be with a group of people, and networking is where you can start building that group.
Yeah. So we've the Cornwall one. Still plenty of space. Are we limited on numbers for that, or what's the score there?
No, we're not limited on numbers due to the fact that very few people actually like to send me an email and confirm their place. What I've got is lots of people saying, "Oh yeah, definitely going to come," but I haven't had a confirmation email. So currently, I'm sitting around about 20 people turning up, which have actually confirmed, which is fantastic. You know, it's the first meet. It's a long way down. I'm not expecting people to come from all over the place. A lot of people from Cornwall are actually saying they're going to come down for the day or a couple of days sort of thing. And yeah, you know, it's okay. But the one thing I would say is that evening sitting around a fire pit, having a beer with someone, smoking a cigar, having a chat, that's the stuff that makes it what it is. You can be there throughout the day. You can listen to the demos. You can pick up stuff. But what builds relationships, what builds strength with, you know, networking with other people is spending that chilled out, relaxing time in an evening with them. And that's where I think a lot of people will find that if you don't stay at some of these preppers meets, if you don't do the overnight sort of thing, then you're missing out on quite a lot. Personally.
Yeah, that's where a lot of the networking happens, like you say, just round the fire, and it's just something natural. It's not like, here, sit down, here's a talk. They're all great, they're wonderful.
Oh yeah,
but getting to know the preppers is round a fire with a beer, like you say. That's the kind of thing you want to do. Stay Mental Survival said, guaranteed to learn something you didn't know at a prepper meet. We're all approachable. Just come and have a chat. That's it. And it was my first actual meetup like that, and I was made to feel welcome straight away. I obviously knew a couple of the guys purely through social media, but never in person. But there was a couple at that Midlands ones as well. It was their first time ever, like brand new into prepping and doing it. And yeah, everyone at the end said they felt really welcome. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, that's our goal, is to make everybody that turns up feel as welcome as possible. We have all been to preppers meets where that has not happened, and over the years we have learned from the mistakes of other people setting them up, and that's where it's kind of spurred us on to go, well, look, we haven't done it ourselves yet, but we know what not to do because that was crap. We won't do that, we'll do this. And I think that's where 2025 is definitely going to be a turning point for prepping across the country, because we've all jumped on board and gone, it's a bloody good idea. Why don't we do it?
Yeah. I mean, I set the Scotland one up, and I wouldn't have done any of that without Mitch and all the lads from the Midlands Outdoor and Survival. And I set that up, and it sold out. It's only a small site, like 25 pitches sort of thing, but completely full. So that's great, so that's going to be good numbers. And people are just constantly coming back to me saying, oh, you need to do one in the northeast, you need to do one in the northwest, you need to do one in down south near Kent and that kind of side. And it's like, I am one man, but this is why.
Well, this is it, isn't it?
Us networking together as setting up different ones. Tell us about the Midlands one. That one is the Thursday the 7th till the 12th of August.
Yeah. So it's a long weekend. So we're still working on the finer points of what demos are going to be there. But it's going to be very similar to what obviously you came to last time, where you'll end up with Rogue Roger Combat being there and Viking Mitch, both ex-military, both very knowledgeable. So you'll learn, if you want to do any of the demos, you'll learn from ex-military at that point, which is fantastic. UK Prepper Man's going to be there. Stay Mental Survivor's going to be there. I'm going to be there. So, you're going to be there. So, yeah, exactly. So there's plenty of us that are going to be on hand to be able to put a demo together, to actually do something, to be able to assist people. And it might even just be, we're not doing a demo, come and have a chat. Oh, I've got a question about my bag, or I've got a question about what should I carry in my car. That's what we're there for. We're there to help with these, like you say, these little questions, the bits and bobs that sometimes you just don't think to ask.
Yeah, and they sometimes prompt something. I mean, it wasn't a scheduled demo at the Midlands one, but somebody asked Roger about the feathering and doing the stick, and he was like, oh, I'll show you how to do it, did it all, and then starting the fire with the Ferris rod and stuff like that. So because they were brand new to it, they literally asked for that there and then, and he was more than happy to do that. So it was great.
Yeah.
So the Midlands one, that's Derbyshire. They've got Cornwall. There's one before Cornwall, though, that I forgot to mention, is the Pembrokeshire Prepper Meets.
Yeah. So
11th to the 14th of July.
That's it. Yeah. So Mike's organising the Pembrokeshire one, and we've been backwards and forwards. So obviously, it's both our first time organising a Preppers Meet. So Mike and I have been chatting quite regularly about what we need to do, and can I assist him? Can he assist me? So we'll be heading down there as well. Roger's going to be down there as well. So yeah, it's another one of these ones where it's kind of been inspired by last year's failures on other people's parts that obviously you're very well aware of, and no names mentioned. But due to that, we've all gone off and gone, let's do something. And we're all on hand for each other, as you are right now for me. We're all talking about it. We're all trying to promote everybody else's Preppers Meets, because it's not so much for the success of mine. Let's say that I'm not. It's great that I'm getting to talk about it, but for me, and certainly for Mitch and the Midlands guys, it's not about success of our own Preppers Meets. It's about bringing preppers in and getting them to network and learn. And that's our goal.
Yeah, I mean, that, like I say, when we were down there, I was talking with a few of the lads as well about a Wales one and stuff like that. But it was Mitch that was saying, "Yeah, go do it. The more people do it, the better." There was none of this. No, you can't do yours. You've all got to come to mine. Yeah. It was great. So I mean, I love that attitude. I've kind of took that on board and like spread the word as much as we can. So I've no idea what you're talking about with people with failed meets. So I've not seen I've not seen a fit. What? Sorry, that must have been an advert. I don't know what that was. I have no idea. So yeah, Pembrokeshire. I'm going to go to Pembrokeshire. Yeah. I'm going to go to the Midlands. I might convince the missus that I need to visit Cornwall. I'll have to try. That's going to be a battle, but I'll try.
It's a lovely area.
And of course, every quite regular Piners Preppers do meets as well. They're on board with the Midlands lot as well. So
yeah, so Piners is kind of bookending this year. They did do it last year, but so they're starting off with an early meet, which is nice. And what they're doing is they're kind of finishing the year for us as well in October. So if you didn't get an opportunity to go in June, I believe it's June, for the first one, then you could always make it for October later on, or you could just do all of them. You could just do a round robin and do every single preppers meet if you want. But yeah, Piners is Caroline's such a welcoming lady, and she's the one who's organising it. So, it's just jump online and find them and book yourself a place. And it's the same with everybody. So for the Midlands Outdoor and Survival one, it's New Farm or New House Organic Farm. Sorry, reading this. I got it on my bit of paper. Yeah, so New House Organic Farm. So if you punch that into any search engine, it will come up. And at that point, you just got to follow the booking side of it. So it's easy enough to do. And for me, it's just follow the email address, really. And then you can just email and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, they're all quite easily searched, but they're also, if you go to the Midlands Outdoor Survival group on Facebook, if you just search it on Facebook, you'll find the group straight away. You'll recognize the symbols that I've been putting up and that. And if you join there, all the events are in there, and it's a good community as well inside there. And also, we've listed them on our Discord channel. So if you remember the Discord, go to the events tab. They're all in there as well. And we'll constantly update that. And hopefully, at some point, we'll just amalgamate of one giant meet. Do you think someone said Metalhead Doc, he's one of our American friends, he said, I'm jealous, I don't know any prepper meets in middle America, I think we're too spread out here. Do you think this is an advantage we have for a change over the American preppers, that we are quite close enough to do these things?
It might be an advantage in doing meets, but it's probably a disadvantage if the shit hits the fan.
Oh, yeah. You ain't bugging out to the Yorkshire wilderness for very long.
No, this is it. I mean, you've not got the land that America's got. But yeah, you're right. Obviously, we are a lot closer, so it is possible for us to travel. It's going to cost me about 6 hours to travel from Cornwall, where I'm at, all the way up to the Midlands meet. But 6 hours is, it's a bit of traveling. It's worth my time. I appreciate, obviously, in America, it's more like you're looking sort of days to travel than you are for a few hours. But it's possibly a blessing and a curse, I think.
Yeah. But, and for the reasons it's a curse is also the reasons we should be networking, though, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, exactly. You're not going to be able to find yourself disappearing into the wilderness and living off the land. We haven't got the land or the wilderness here to be able to do it. So the best thing to do is actually get yourself a decent group that's local to you, and try and build that as a mag to a certain degree. But that doesn't stop you from learning from everybody else across the country, and hence why we have the preppers meets. I mean, I'm driving all over this country this year to try to get to as many as possible, and I'll be seeing people that I'm never likely to see again until the next year when they go to another preppers meet. But it doesn't mean we're not going to stay in contact, and doesn't mean we're not going to learn something from each other.
Do you think it's better the way we've got multiple smaller meets rather than obviously this weekend? Is it this weekend or the weekend after coming? We've got the Bushcraft Show, which is a major event, and there's a prepper section, which is a tiny little section in that.
Yeah.
Is it better to have all these different meets that have got less numbers than one huge show, or would you think you'd have benefits from both?
I think there probably would be benefits if you could have one successful large meet. That has yet to happen.
We'll do it.
Well, yeah, maybe we all pull together and just say 1 year, let's just do it. I mean, there has been national preppers meets before in the UK, but they have failed in the eyes of the people that have attended due to the people that have organized them. And this is where we have learned from their mistakes. And we all accept that, yes, we have literally thrown it up in the air, and wherever it lands, hopefully there's going to be a preppers meet. And we all accept that, yes, the likelihood is that we're going to get less people going to certain preppers meets because of location, because the fact that there's so many out there now. But it is better for us overall as the UK to have as many people have as many choices as possible and many opportunities as possible to be able to go. So we stomach that. We go, right, okay, we're not going to get 300 people turn up to our preppers meets. We might get 20, 30 people, and that's fine. But that's 20 or 30 people that potentially might not have made it to that one national preppers meet that, you know, somewhere miles away on a date that doesn't work for them.
Yeah. And let me just be clear. We got 90 odd people in here. These guys are all doing this for the community. Nobody's out to make millions. Nobody's charging you 80 odd pounds for a ticket and, you know, trying to make a fortune or a living out of this. They're doing it purely as a service to the prepping community. So the least you can do is go along support them. I mean, a lot of them, you're not even... I mean, we did tickets for the UK Prepper Network, but sometimes, well, which one is it? Pembrokeshire? The farmer actually comes round and collects your cash off you. How old school is that? I love it.
Yeah. So, you know, if you turn up at Mike's one at Pembrokeshire, then that's fine. All we need to do is email Mike. He's got a very similar system as I have. Just email him, and then he can basically write you down in a book that you're going to turn up a certain date. That gives the farmer an idea of roughly how many people are going to be on site. And then every night he'll come round and he'll collect the money off you for the next night. For me, it is cash on arrival. All I need is someone to email me and say, look, I'm going to be there for 3 days. I'm going to have 2 people with me. I'll send them back a confirmation and tell them how much it's going to be, cash on arrival. At the end of the meet, that all goes to Sean, who's the farmer, and he's happy as Larry. We're not charging anything for this. None of us are. What we're doing is we're just trying to get a little bit of extra business for our local campsite or farmer. And we're all taking the opportunity to try and bolster the community, you know, when it comes down to a bit of prepping knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, love it. Do you want to quickly tell the people, we've got 80 odd, nearly 90 people in here still. Can you tell them about the radio show that you do? While you do that, anyone in the chat, if you've got any questions, now's the time to get them in about the meets, about Jim, about anything like that. Please get your questions in now. Jim, do you want to tell us about the radio?
Yeah, so I do a once every fortnight radio show on No Shit Radio. And it's an internet-based radio show, so all you got to do is go onto Facebook and search No Shit Radio, or find me, and you'll always find there's posts on there about it on there. But the whole gist of my show is it's called What If, and the what if is, you know, what if this happens, what if that happens, you know, it makes you think. So I basically cover everything I possibly can, from prepping to hiking to camping to wild camping to stealth camping to car camping, you know, adventure, holidays, getting out there, and it all ties back to prepping. And it was one of these things where it's called What If Survival and Prepping. I wanted initially to call it What If Prepping, but it was one of these things, I don't want everybody just to think it's solely about prepping, because it's not. I mean, I do everything. But it's very much one of these things where everything that I do kind of ties back to the prepping thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Prepping, like we've just got World Survival, who's got his own channel, who joined us on the Preppers Fireside for a chat, and it's quite crossed over, I think, in this country, prepping and survival. I don't think anyone's solely a prepper, because that's just stocking food, and then as soon as something happens, you're on a countdown, right? You've got to incorporate some sort of survival and skills, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly, and that's why I do what I do. I learned bushcraft, survival skills, prepping. I regularly strap my pack to my back and go out for stupid long hikes and wild camps. Literally just got back from doing 18 miles with 30 odd kilos on my back and doing a wild camp. But that ties into then your fitness, and you get, I talk about that, you know, it's pointless having all these gear, or all this gear, the bloody great Bergen and that, yet you can't get it on your back and walk 2 miles with it. What's the point in that? You know, you've got to be able to do the miles with the kit that you're going to carry, and the kit you're carrying has got to be tested. It's pointless having brand new kit that's never left the box. I've got this, I've got that. Great. Do you know how to use it? No. Right. Well, then it's useless.
Yeah. Don't make a time like shit at the fan be the time where you've got to learn and realize that thing you got from TikTok or Temu is not worth its salt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, get out there and test it.
Yeah, Miss Worms put the No Shit Radio Facebook page up there, so if anyone wants to go and check that out, that's cool.
Superb. Thank you.
I think that goes both ways as well, Jim. So if you haven't got the ability, you said the F word. As soon as you say fitness, preppers run, right?
Yeah.
But if you've not got the fitness, obviously you can improve that. But if you're unable to, then prep to your means. You've got to, your plan can't be the same as the guy who's 6 foot and built like a house who's got a 50-kilo Bergen on. It can't be the same as him. You can't copy him. So you've got to plan to what you're able to do, right?
Yeah, 100%. Having a robust plan does make a massive difference. And that plan, as I said before, prepping is a very personal journey. Everybody has something that they're not very good at. And you kind of got to work your way around it. But there is a way to work your way around it. You just got to find it. And this is what I'm saying with this whole thing where it's taken me like 30 odd years to get to where I'm at. If you come to one of the preppers meets, pretty much all of us can skip you about 15 of those years straight away by some of the stuff that we can just tell you. So you don't have to worry about, am I buying the right gear? I literally took a member of the Cornwall Preppers group out a little while ago. And it was he's new to prepping, so it was ideal. It was great. It's not a problem. I can sort of fill your head with a load of information and probably sort of bamboozle you a little bit. But he was very much sort of tied on, how much have I got to spend? And this is the thing, as you've already mentioned Temu, there is stuff out there that's worth doing. You've just got to experience it. But you got to take a punt on it. And the one thing that actually we do within our group is we will buy these things and then we'll test them and then we'll just let the rest of the group know. We'll go, yeah, that was actually worth the money. No, this is a pile of crap. Don't touch it. And we try and spread the information that way as well, because it is expensive. I've got so much gear, it's silly. But I've been doing it a long time. And I've spent probably, if I looked at all my gear right now, I reckon 3/4 of that I could bin off. If I knew what I know now, I wouldn't have bought it. But you've got to learn.
And these meets can give you a head start like that, definitely.
Very much so, yeah.
And you can take away from that what you want. But I mean, I will say to people, prepping and survival, it's a state of mind. It's a mindset. And you can start with £0 because a plan costs you nothing. Foraging, survival skills, there's all sorts you could do that cost you absolutely nothing. So don't worry about the price tag too much. And Mitch and everyone will sell you on army surplus when you come to the meets. Trust me.
Yes, they will.
We've got a few questions in then before we end. Mel Sibley said, what sort of numbers are we talking about at your average meeting?
What, as in what we're building? Okay, so I believe we're probably sort of looking maybe sort of like 20, 30 people. So it's intimate when you think about it. I mean, some of the bigger ones that we've had in the past have been sort of 200-300 people, and you can get lots of clashes of personalities, and then it doesn't really work. So personally, I think we're all on the same sort of wavelength as thinking that actually smaller is better because we can spend a bit more time with you and actually have a personal conversation with you and help you out. So yeah, sort of 30, maybe 40 if an absolute push, but sort of 20, 30 is about average, I would have said.
Yeah, and plus families, kids. There's people who bring their wives and kids along and stuff like that. So it's all very inclusive like that. And I would say prepper meets should be that size. If it's anything bigger, for me, it's not a prepper meet; it's a prepper show. And I'd love to see a big prepper show in this country. It'd be great. But I think a meet should be that kind of size. Thank you for the question, Mel. Mel's coming to the Scottish meet as well. Any Cornish preppers in here near Newquay? Well, you need to get to the Cornish prepper meet, right? That's you'll meet them all.
Well, you if you're not already a member of Cornwall Preppers, you need to get on Cornwall Preppers.
Is that a Facebook group?
Yeah, it is. Yes, yeah, and I am very heavily involved with that. So have a look and it is a private group, so you will have to search it. Stick yourself in there. It would be ideal if you answer the questions. I think this is one of these things. I invariably vet 90% of the people that apply, and the one frustration I have is that they don't answer the questions, and they're really simple questions like, what county are you from in the UK? You know, what got you into prepping? How long have you been doing it? That's it.
But is the 50 of them? Is it?
No, it's three. It's three. And people don't answer them, and I'm like, well, okay, well, you haven't told me where you're from. I've looked at your profile. You don't say on there where you're from. You don't follow any other prepping groups, and your profile looks crap in my view. So you're not getting in. So I can be a little bit on the sort of hard side, but the point is, I want preppers. I don't want people that are wanting to disguise themselves and just joining something because someone else that they've seen something on it. You know, certainly Cornwall Preppers, I feel, is bucking the trend in the fact that we are a very hands-on group. We have local meets ourselves within the Cornwall Preppers group, as in tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm out and I've got a group of guys and girls that are all meeting up at the Jamaica Inn just outside of Launceston, and we're going to have an afternoon in the beer garden, chat about stuff, and I'm going to go through my get home bag with them.
There you go. Best kind of prepper meet, beer garden.
Brilliant. There you go. Fantastic. And we do that probably every 2 months.
Yeah.
We get together deliberately every 2 months, and it's open to everybody in the group. Now, I appreciate that not everybody in the group's going to be able to make it, and some of them are actually, I've got people in Cornwall Preppers that are in Cornwall in Canada. Yeah, there's a Cornwall in Canada. I didn't realize that, but there is. And so obviously they're never going to come, but you know, they are, we do have members from other places within the UK that aren't going to be able to come, but it is a nice thing for us as a group to be very hands-on, meet, chat, and socialize and network within a very local group as well.
Yeah, there you go, Dina. That's your inroad there, right there. So get on Facebook and find that one. Even better, get down to the Cornwall Prepper meet. Rob B, any USA blokes coming? I don't know. I don't think so to mine, but I'm sure if they did, they'd be welcomed, right?
Yeah.
It's all inclusive, but I mean that's a hell of a flight for a 2-day prepper meet.
Wouldn't you love to go to an American prepper meet?
I would, for the comedy value, and you know,
it'd
just be a gun mart. It would just be a gun mart, right?
yeah, it'd be so over the top to what we're used to. It'd be absolutely fantastic.
In this area, you can blow up a buffalo with a bazooka. Philip Hall says, any advice for a first meet? I'll let you go first on this one, Jim.
What, attending a first meet?
Or, first time going to a meet. Yeah,
go with an open mind. You know, that's got to be the golden rule. Go with an open mind. Everybody will have an opinion. And as I've already said, you all have your own personal journeys to take. So listen to people, chat with them. You might not necessarily agree with some of the things that come out of their mouths. You know, be polite. You're there to learn. You're there to network. You will come away from there benefiting from it greatly. There might be the odd person every now and then that doesn't quite gel with you, but you know, that's what happens with a group of people. And certainly preppers, I think as a whole, can be quite opinionated. Certain ones, let's say that. There are a lot of us now, the new breed. I would put you in there as well, Mike. You are new breed as well, in the fact that we are all very welcoming. All right. We are not cagey about it. All right. So come along to a preppers meet, any of them, really doesn't matter. Get in there and get chatting to people, and just come out straight away and just say, look, I'm new to prepping. Never been to a preppers meet. I've been doing prepping for like 20 years, but never been to a preppers meet. I would be absolutely shocked if you went to any of the preppers meets that we have talked about so far on this show, and you didn't come out of there going, wow, that was brilliant. I'm going back again next year.
Yeah. And you'll meet different people every time and stuff like that. What my advice would be, don't be afraid to ask questions, which is on the same wavelengths. Everyone started at a certain level. There's people with vast experience. There's people with no experience. There's no stupid questions. There's some stupid people, but we can't help them. I don't think he'll be attending. So, but yeah, but you're, definitely just go and ask questions. I mean, I just went straight over once I'd pitched the tent. Everyone was already gathered around kind of a fire area. Just go and walk up. Nobody's going to shun you. Nobody's going to push you away. Yeah. We are not the Fight Club preppers that you don't talk about prepping. So
no, and it used to be that way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
But like I said, I think you and I and the rest of the guys are kind of new breed now in the fact that we've thrown that one to one side and we've gone, no, let's talk about it as much as possible. Let's get it out there.
It's the only way you can break that stigma. It's the only way you can break that stigma of shotgun shells, beans, and waiting for zombies, you know. Philip did have another question, but I think it's a bit... Is there any advice on bug out locations / resources near meat areas, just in case, or do your own research? All the prepper meets tell you where they're at. So have a look at an ordnance survey map. The Scottish one, there's a river on site that you're allowed to paddle in. You could collect your own water and filter it. So there you go.
I think probably the best place to be if shit hits the fan is would be actually at a prepper's meet. All right,
with your family.
I don't think you're going to have a problem.
No, yeah, that would be ironic but quite entertaining.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Oh no, it's hit the fan. Oh well, we're surrounded by experts.
Yeah.
Start living off your victory garden, says Rob B. I'm 48 comments behind, so I'm just going to quickly scan to see if there's any Lee's in the house from Bug Out Prepping and Survival, the only dedicated prepping shop in the UK. that will deliver on time. And
yeah. I mean, if there's someone that I would recommend you buying from easily, I mean, I've met Lee, we've had a good old chat, and he's a really nice guy as well. So, and he knows his stuff. And actually, this is what really makes a difference to me, is he can back up what he says.
Mm-hmm.
If the guy's telling you it's good and he's telling you he's done something, it's because he's done it and it is good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not none of this plastic preppers, none of this, oh, well, I'm good at this and I'm good at that. And I've been in the forces and you haven't. Lee's been there, he's seen it, he's done it. And if there's someone that you could get something decent off of and actually be confident that it is going to be what he's telling you it's going to be, he's the man.
Yeah. And the Bug Out shop itself has its own prepper meet. I don't think I went on the site to check, sorry, Lee, but I couldn't see dates for the coming year. It was in October in the year just gone, so hopefully it's around the same time. But if you see that advertised, book it quick. It sells out quick. So he runs a meet down there, which is great because you get to meet Lee and all the guys from down there as well. So that's another good reason. Do you agree to the rules? Well, I'm not sure.
That depends on the rule.
Mike, do we have a group in Lancashire? We have Zone 5, which spreads Lancashire and Yorkshire. But yes, we had a meet at Brockholds recently. We all just turned up, like we said about the Cornwall one. Just had a chat. We actually got in the back. One of our members has got military vehicles, and he came in a massive American military truck. And he opened the flap up the back. He had brew making kit, and we all sat around in this military truck drinking brews. We got some looks, but it was great.
I bet you did.
Subtle, very subtle, you know.
Yeah. That's the grey man approach. That is.
Yeah. I'm just scanning through quickly. What's that? 25 people or pitches. It's pitches. There's 25 pitches. So yeah. So generally, when we're talking about the numbers at these prepper meets, even when Jim's talking about it, usually we're talking about the prepper, the person that booked it. They might come with wife, 2 kids, granny, granddad, whatever they decide to bring. So there will be bigger numbers, but yeah,
families are welcome. That's the thing. I mean, it's that one awkward thing that a lot of people always say is, oh, I'm into prepping, but my partner's not, or my family thinks I'm nuts. Bring them along. You know?
Lee says, get involved and ask questions. And if I'm there, bring your wallet.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
I love it. UK Prepper Man, the aim of meets is not to be cliquey. It's not secret society, bringing individuals together as a team. definitely.
Yeah,
And you'll find your own clique or team within that. You might find two people that live quite local to you. They could become part of a proper mag. You don't know, but you've got to get out there to know these things.
Yeah.
I think that's it. What's that? Would there be any instructors in field sports optics with advice like Tiberius Rex, etc.? I'm not sure. What demos have you got scheduled and stuff and things at yours?
So I've got a member. Well, actually, I've got two members of the Cornwall Preppers that are going to do demos. One is Emma Moon. She is an expert in foraging, so she's going to be doing that. She'll be taking people around the field that we're at and identifying plants and stuff, but she'll be doing a talk as well. So if you wanted to go for a walk and a talk with her afterwards, she'll be pointing out what you can, what you can't eat, and the goods and the bads and stuff like that.
I love that. That's brilliant. Yeah.
So that'd be a good one. And we've got Paul, who's also from Cornwall Preppers. He's going to be doing it's not a makeshift water filter. It is a permanent water filter you can build yourself. Now, Paul is ideal for this because he's been using this water filter himself for the last 2 years. So it's not as if it's like put it together and, oh yeah, how long will it last? He knows how it works. He knows how to clean it. He knows, what you need to do to put it together. So that sort of goes a little bit further in surviving after shit has hit the fan.
Yeah.
Because this is long-term water filtration. Everybody walks around with a water bottle or a water filter, but they only last so long. When you can build yourself a large-sized one and set yourself down somewhere, then it's fantastic. The next person that we got on it is Roger. So Roger has volunteered, as the man always does. He's so selfless. I sometimes feel a little bit guilty when he's offering help because I'm like, oh, really, you maybe should just come and enjoy yourself. But yeah, so he'll be going through. I can never bloody remember the actual letters in order, but it's all the gas masks and stuff. So nuclear, chemical, biological, radiological, I don't know, whatever all of those are. I'll get slaughtered for not knowing that, but so that's what he was an instructor in the army in that. So again, perfect person for it. Roger is, in my view, kind of a really good all-rounder, and he's got some serious qualifications behind him. So if you get to meet him at any of these prepper meets, try not to spend too much time with him. He's there to enjoy himself as well, but he is a very selfless person and will help you out wherever he can. He's
doing a medical the first aid demonstration at the Scottish one as well, so you'll get to meet him there.
This is it. It's another qualification he's got, and that's what he does on a day-to-day basis. So you can't get better knowledge than someone who does it now. He'll be coming to the preppers meet, and the day before he'll have been off teaching someone that.
Yeah. Big Mama in the house. Hey guys, I'm Mrs. Viking Mitch. We would love you all to attend meets. Find one near you. Don't worry about getting to every one, but do try and attend at least one. Great advice. Great advice. No, go to them all. That's what I'm trying to do, but the missus is not on board.
It's having the money. It's having the time. And C, it's trying to get it off of work, isn't it?
It's having the range when I've got an electric car.
Oh, mate, what are you doing?
I'd have to charge 6 times to get to Cornwall. Company car.
Jump on a train, right? The train line finishes at Penzance. Give us a bell. I'll come down and pick you up.
Good idea.
All right.
You
can't go any further down. Literally, that is the end of the train line. Is at Penzance.
There we go. There you go. Get the train. How far's the train from the site? Just if anyone's interested like
that. You're probably looking at about a 3-mile walk, but I can see it from the campsite because it's in this big arc. So we're on one side of the bay. The train station is on the other side of the bay. So if I stood there with my binoculars, I'd probably be able to see the train coming in.
Love it. There you go. I just don't even need to get picked up. 3 miles, that's no problem. Let's throw the burger off.
There is a very steep hill.
Mel Sibley says, gas, gas, gas. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's it for the questions. Roger was in RAF regiment, but don't hold that against him.
Come on.
Yes, Lee. Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to mention before we end, Jim?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just, it's just a good opportunity for, for me to try and tell everybody again. I've been doing this for like last 6 months, talking about preppers meets as often as possible. So it's a nice opportunity to be able to talk about it with yourself, catch up with you, and also just, try and encourage people who have been into prepping, that have never done a preppers meet, who are people who are new to prepping, that have never done a preppers meet. Come along, meet us. We're all friendly. And literally the reason we have set this up is to help you. So please come along. Everybody's welcome. Doesn't matter whether you've just literally looked in a magazine and saw something about what the UK is recommending you keep, to the fact that you've been, in the army, you've done this, you've done that, or you've been prepping for the last 30 years like I have. Come along. It'll be great. You'll learn something. I guarantee it.
Yeah, definitely. Nobody's judging you. You could turn up in a festival pop-up tent if you want to. Whatever it gets you there, it doesn't matter, but they're there to help and advise. So thank you, Jim, for joining me. It's been a pleasure. As always, and I will see you at least a few of these meets we found out.
I'll see you at Pembrokeshire. That'll be the first one.
There you go. I'll see you at Pembrokeshire. Everyone else, don't forget all the links that Miss Worm has put in the chat. I will also put onto the video after it's published later on in the comments. Make sure you go and check out the Facebook groups, the Discord groups, all the information you need for all of these meets, and for Jim's radio station and stuff like that. It's worth checking out. So thanks very much, and we'll see you in another video soon. Goodbye.
Yeah.